My name is Mrs.Marcotte, and I am the Sexual Violence Response Advisor here at McGill. I'll be speaking briefly to the mental health impacts of sexual violence and the resources that are available to survivors. Sexual violence is an umbrella term that we use to include sexual assault, sexual harassment, cyber violence, and behaviors such as stalking. It can be perpetrated against people of any gender or sexual orientation, although groups who face additional discrimination and prejudice are at higher risk of being targeted and are more likely to face barriers when accessing services. This includes Aboriginal women, women of color, trans women, and people with disabilities. It is common for survivors of sexual violence to have intense and unpredictable emotions in the weeks following the incidents, as they may be struggling with shock, confusion, anxiety, numbness, or denial. It can affect sleep and appetite, which can in turn aggravate anxiety, stress, and pre-existing mental health conditions. In terms of mental health consequences of trauma, many people think of post-traumatic stress disorder, which involves re-experiencing the trauma, avoiding reminders of the assault. This can be places or people, hyperarousal, such as hypervigilance, and negative cognitions or thoughts and moods. In case of diagnosed PTSD or other mental disorders, such as depression, medication may be part of the treatment plan. Not every survivor will develop PTSD, however, or another mental health disorder, and that does not make their distress any less valid. The impacts of sexual violence can be emotional, they can be behavioral, interpersonal, physical, or even financial, and all of these can impact on someone's mental health. There is a wide range of reactions to sexual violence, which can change over time. The same is true of impacts, as mental health consequences can manifest years later. Survivors often turn to those they know, family or friends, for help following an incident of sexual violence. Listening to and believing survivors goes a long way in offering the support necessary for their healing, and it increases the likelihood of accessing the services they need. Early and effective interventions can mitigate both short and longer-term consequences. So whether you've experienced an incident of sexual violence recently, years ago, or you're uncomfortable about a situation and need to talk about it, there are resources available both on campus and in the greater Montreal community. Here at the Office for Sexual Violence Response, Support, and Education, we offer confidential, non-judgmental, and non-directional support to students, faculty, and staff. This can be in the form of crisis intervention and support sessions, resource coordination, reporting assistant, and support accessing academic accommodations. SACOMS, the Sexual Assault Center of McGill Student Society, offers services in a peer support environment. McGill Counseling and Mental Health Services, First People's House, and the Office of Religious and Spiritual Life are amongst other groups and services on campus and in the larger community that people who have experienced sexual violence can access. There are many paths to healing. The first step is reaching out.